Live from St. Louis this Saturday, it is AEW Wrestledream, and with a pay-per-view comes a predictions. Last time we had a predictions for AEW, it was All Out. Now, this was a mixed bag. I don't know why I went Corbin Cage to lose to FTR, because they were in Toronto. That was stupid of me. Eddie Kingston did defeat Big Bill. Mark Briscoe defeated MJF. MJF has since gone off to do a movie. The Demand beat the Hurt Syndicate. Monet did retain over Riho. Okada did retain over Takeshita and Dorada. Moxley defeated Darby Allin in the coffin match. Kris Statlander won the Fatal 4-Way for the women's title. Brodido won the ladder match, which was a bit of a safe bet for me. And Adam Page beat Carl Fletcher. So 60% on the corrections. I think the Thomas Storm one, I kind of and ahed over her keeping the belt because it had been a while and we kind of need to move her away a little bit. I didn't think it would be Statlander that won it, but looking back, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Obviously, the Copen Cage one was silly. And the Mark Briscoe one, maybe should have seen that one coming as well. The only one I definitely didn't think would happen was Demand beating the Hurt Syndicate. Now, let's move on to Wrestledream itself. We have 8 matches. I am not going through the pre-tailgate matchup things that are happening because I'm not going through that. 8 matches on the main pay-per-view card. We'll start off, as I've just mentioned, the Demand versus the Hurt Syndicate. This time it's a Tornado Trios match. I think the Hurt Syndicate will get back their win. I do like the Demand as a group. It was a little bit dysfunctional at first, but it's come good now. Now they've kind of got them all looking like a team in a sense. The Hurt Syndicate always look like a team from the beginning. They've obviously had experience in other companies. We'll move on from that. But I think that with it being a Tornado Trios match, it favours more the Hurt Syndicate, with them being kind of available to do whatever they want. So I think that this will get their win back. We might have a third match. And I know the Demand, or the Gates of Agony definitely did. Did they defeat the Hurt Syndicate this week on AEW? I'm pretty sure I've seen something about it. I've not fully watched AEW yet. So I'm kind of doing this off the back of what I've seen happened on Dynamite and Collision this week, because it's all happened in one go. So I'm going to go the Hurt Syndicate over the Demand. Next, Thekla versus Jamie Hayter. At first, when I saw this match was occurring, I thought this is an easy win for Thekla. Makes more sense for her to win it, or bring her up the card a bit. But to be fair, you could say the same for Jamie Hayter now. My only thing with this is that Thekla has the backing of the Sky Blue and Julia Hart, so I think that will play in her favour. I don't think anyone's got the back of Jamie Hayter I've seen, so I'm going to go Thekla just for the fact that I think she'll have someone backing her up and to get involved in a sense. So we'll go Thekla to beat Jamie Hayter. Next, for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, the champions Brodido taking on the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion Konosuke Takeshita and the Unified Champion Kazuchika Okada. Now, I don't know, because can I see Takeshita and Okada with tag gold? Yes, I can. Do I think they'll have tag gold with the other belts that they also have? I don't think they will. Will Brodido have backup against the Don Callis Family? I don't know. This is the hardest one I'd say to predict for me, I think. Just due to the fact that I don't know if Takeshita and Okada, who takes that pin in that match? Unless you have like a screwy finish, possibly with a DQ. I mean, you could go that way. I just don't see who takes the pin to keep the titles on Brodido. But also, I don't see a world where they're tag champs, because weren't they feuding not too long ago? I know they're in the same group, but it doesn't really make sense. I think Okada held the belts up this week. That's a mark of a no-no. I'm going to take a punt and go Takeshita and Okada. I think that they will have the edge because they are the. I don't think New Japan will want their champion, their recent champion, taking the L. I don't think Okada will be taking the pin, so it leaves one of Brodido to take the pin, and the belt's going the other way. Takeshita and Okada for that reason. That was a long thought process. Next, the $500,000 match: the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express. I've seen a lot about Jurassic Express recently, and that they are not the happy-go-lucky Jurassic Express we previously had, and that Jack Perry is still doing his dastardly evil things, and that he's actually using Luchasaurus. Now, with that, and the fact that the Bucks, I am enjoying the Bucks having their kind of silly, they're no longer EVPs, we can take the mick out of them kind of role. I think that this plays into their hands, or the Jurassic Express hands, shall I say. I'm going to go Jurassic Express. They've just also recently come back, so it'd be weird for them to lose this match. So I'm going to go Jurassic Express for this. Keep the Young Bucks desperately trying to get back their status and carry on this feud. Well, not feud, but this kind of storyline of, is Jack Perry kind of using Luchasaurus for his own gains? So that's why I feel like it's happening anyway. But yeah, I'll go Jurassic Express there. Next, for the TNT Championship, it's match 5. Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe. I like Kyle Fletcher as TNT champion. I think Mark Briscoe is on the up, though. And this is, again, a pretty tricky one. Fletcher had a good showing in the world title match. Would you want to take the belt off him now and move him up? I mean, you could. I mean, he's also in the Don Callis family, which is littered with good talent. Talent that could also take on that TNT moniker if Briscoe was to take the belt and Kyle Fletcher move up. So, with that, I'm going to go Mark Briscoe. Methinks. My only worry is that MJF's getting involved in this. Because he's done with his movie soon. Mark Briscoe. Because I think he'll win the belt and then that will bring MJF back. And this is the only belt MJF has never won. There you go. There's your story for it. Mark Briscoe to beat Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. Next, for the Women's World Championship, the champion Kris Statlander against Timeless Toni Storm. This is obviously the rematch from the Fatal 4-Way in which Statlander won the match, pinning Toni Storm. So, for me, and I said this a little bit last time with All Out, it was kind of the time to take the belt off Storm, because I feel like she's enough of an act on her own to not need the belt. And then you have someone else on the belt to kind of elevate that. And then you have two fairly decent moving parts. You also have Monet as the TBS champion, who, by the way, isn't on this card. Unless it's going to change. I think Statlander wins this. And Timeless Toni Storm moves on to her next feud. Who that will be, I don't know. But I think it will be Kris Statlander winning this match. Just because it makes more sense to keep them separate a little bit. Even if it is just for about 6 months or so. And next, for the AEW World Championship, Hangman Adam Page versus Samoa Joe. This has basically been built over the fact that Joe felt disrespected and basically went into a fight of a rage and realizing that he could win the belt. Or he thinks he could win the belt. A belt he never lost? I don't think. There's a kind of storyline there about Joe being better than Page, and has Joe never lost to Page or something like that? I'm not sure. This is sticking on Hangman. We're keeping the belt on Page for a little bit longer. I think it will be a very good match. I think it's a bit of a filler match in a sense for the world title, because who is next for Page is kind of the point of view. I just don't think it will be Samoa Joe in the long term. I think this is a one-off. He has a trio titles with the Ops. It just doesn't make sense for him to go into a long-term feud for the world title. So, unless there's going to be a change in some way, shape, or form, I'm going to go Paige to win that match. And finally, what looks like is the main event. Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, I Quit match. I don't think Darby Allin loses this match. I think it will be Jon Moxley. So I think Darby Allin will win. That made no sense for that first bit. Darby Allin will win this match because out of the two, I just don't see Darby Allin saying I quit. The whole kind of point of Darby Allin is that he is fearless and he is unbreakable and that he will not die, basically. So to make him say I quit doesn't make sense. And usually I quit matches very rarely end with the good guy saying I quit. Very, very rarely. You never know, it could be different in AEW. Well, I'll go Jon Moxley to win this match. Not to win, sorry. I'll go Darby Allin to win this match. Jon Moxley to say I quit. And that is it, guys, for this video. Let me know what you thought of the picks. And let me know down in the comments below who you think will win each match. Like this video if you have. Subscribe if you are new. And until next time, guys, take care.